It's been quite a bit of time since E3 2019 where our father, Junichi Masuda, and this guy dropped the exciting bombshell announcement that Pokemon Sword and Shield aren't going to have 6 Pokemon in the games, and wow, the community and beyond are still very split over the issue. I mean, I can understand why people are foaming from the mouth about the National Dex, but I'm just not a fan of people being critical of non-issues. The National Dex is one thing, but whining about every little detail about the game is a little entitled in my opinion. But putting controversial Pokemon politics aside, there's another issue happening that I think is getting tossed aside, but is almost as important, if not more important than the Dex. What is that issue, you ask? Well, you're in luck, because I'm not going to tell you until later in this video because I want the watch time. Anyway, without further ado, here is the real Pokemon problem. So to properly articulate my points, I need to give a little lesson on my history with the Pokemon franchise. My first Pokemon game that I played was Pokemon Diamond, but I could never get past Route 203 because I was blind and didn't see this entrance to the cave. So in the time between playing and getting stuck on Diamond and getting my second main series game, Pokemon Platinum, I got Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Wii and Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia on the DS. I can't stress enough how much I played those games, especially Battle Revolution. If I recall correctly, it was the first Pokemon game to have trainer customization, and I think it might even be a little better than the customization in the following main series titles. Pokemon Ranger is probably one of my favorite spin-off series that Pokemon did, and it's a shame they haven't continued the games past Generation 4. In summary, instead of catching Pokemon, you just circle around them with a stylus, and honestly it sounds kinda lame, but it was a really fun set of games and I enjoyed them a lot. Another really fun spin-off was Pokepark 1 and 2 for the Wii. I'm assuming those didn't really sell well at all because they haven't made one in years, but I really enjoyed those games. Essentially, it's a world without humans, and it has a world where Pokemon are the only creatures. Across several areas in the game, there are attractions that you have to do to progress the story, which are essentially Mario Party minigames, but they're really fun. Pokemon Rumble, this series has gone way downhill since it was first released on WiiWare. It was super fun on the Wii, and I have a lot of memories from it, but the future releases suck, and now it's gotten the app treatment. I also had a lot of fun with Pokemon Conquest, which was basically Fire Emblem meets Pokemon. The last spin-off game we're going to be talking about is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Widely considered to be the greatest Pokemon spin-off games, this is another dungeon crawler, but it definitely stands out in the genre because of how well Pokemon pairs with the type of game. The Gen 4 entries into the franchise are definitely the highlights of the series, because coupling a perfect genre for Pokemon with arguably the best story in a Pokemon game and even more content in the title's expansive aftergame, it's easy to see why this game stands out among Pokemon fans. The older spin-offs don't really stick out to me as much because I'm a younger Pokemon fan, but I have some fond memories with Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium 2, Pokemon Coliseum and XD, and Pokemon Pinball. So what's the deal with these spin-offs? What do they have to do with this Pokemon problem that I'm keeping from you this far? Well, I'm just kidding, I've kept it a secret long enough. All of these Pokemon spin-offs are awesome, but all of them that I talked about came out during Generation 5 or before. Even during Generation 5, we started to see less and less Pokemon spin-offs, and even in Generation 6, there was still a good amount, but the games were on a lesser scale in my opinion. Sure, we got Pokken Tournament and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon during that time, but those are few and far in between. We also saw the release of games such as Pokemon Duel and Pokemon Shuffle. 2 more apps. That started a pattern that is becoming very familiar with Nintendo lately. In Generation 7, we got more phone apps and less spin-offs for actual Nintendo systems. We saw the release of Magikarp Jump, which actually was a quite fun game, albeit simple. You go about training up your Magikarp and then entering him into a contest to see whose fish could jump the highest. There were several catchable forms of Magikarp, including the elusive shiny Magikarp. Last year during the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee announcement, they also released Pokemon Quest, another app game. The gameplay is based around cooking to lure in new Pokemon, but really, they gave the creators of Pixelmon a cease and desist order for this game. And just this year, like I said earlier, Pokemon Rumble got the app treatment, and honestly, this game kinda sucks. I played it for a bit and it was kinda fun, but after playing it for a while, I realized how simple this game is. Your Pokemon automatically moves and then you tap to attack, and usually 1 or 2 hits does the job. I haven't played it yet, but I'm sure by the time I get this video out, Pokemon Masters has been released, and that game actually looks like it could be really cool. But I think it's just going to be another microtransaction filled gacha game where you spend money to be able to recruit your favorite characters, similar to Fire Emblem Heroes. And then there are two other apps that are in development. Pokemon Home is a new Pokemon bank, so I guess I'll let it slide, but what even is Pokemon Sleep? Apparently it's just a game that tracks your sleep, but that's all we know about it so far, so I guess I can't really form an accurate opinion on it. Other than that, Detective Pikachu 2 or whatever is going to be coming out on the Switch at some point, which is awesome, give us more of that, but it looks like they only made that because the movie did well. So what's wrong with these apps? I mean, Pokemon Go is still a very fun game, and yes, I agree with you. I still play it almost daily, and I expect to be playing it as long as the game is supported. But that's not the point. Sure, some apps can be fun, Pokemon Go, Magikarp Jump, Pokemon Masters, etc. The point is that all the amazing spin-off games we used to have, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Ranger, Pokemon Snap and Pokepark, Conquest and Stadium, they don't make as many amazing full-side adventures like they used to. Games like those are a big part of what made me fall in love with the Pokemon franchise, and it's saddening that they're becoming so sparse. And I get it, the reason for this is clear. Apps make loads of money, way more than Pokemon Ranger or Pokepark ever could. Making free games with microtransactions is a pretty surefire and easy way to make sure your company gets money, and some of them can be quite fun, which is why Nintendo and several other developers are shifting their spin-off focus to mobile. The Pokemon higher-ups have made it clear to Pokemon fans that they would rather give us apps than fleshed out side stories away from the main games, when they can easily do both. If you ask me, I think the fact that the Pokemon company is putting the amount of money they'll make ahead of giving us high-quality games from the world's best-selling franchise is stupid. They can do it, we know they can, but they're choosing not to, and that sucks. And actually, now that I think about it, the whole Sword and Shield issue goes almost completely hand in hand. As much as I joke about it, I'm starting to get the feeling that this issue that I'm bringing up ties directly in with the controversy. People aren't just complaining about the national decks, they're complaining about the prioritization of profit margins as opposed to making an actual full game, and that's the issue here. And don't read me the wrong way, I still think Pokemon Sword and Shield look awesome. At the root of it all, the real Pokemon problem isn't that they removed the national decks, it's that they aren't treating us how they used to. I love the old spin-off games, and I love Pokemon in general, which is why I had to bring up another part of the same issue people are all ranting about. Call me entitled, hell, I literally called people entitled at the beginning of this video. But in my honest opinion, we definitely deserve more fun adventures on the console and less shit shows for the phone. So yeah, now that you've seen me get all mad, please subscribe to calm me down and like the video if you agree with me. And also dislike it if you agree with me because, like, please just help me out here. Karen took the kids and I just need— Comment what all but forgotten spin-off should come back to the franchise on the Switch. Thanks for watching, and with all that out of the way, my name is Shiny Zorwark and I bid you adieu.